You know, we on air, honey. You do this every time, honey. Guys, gals, and guests, honey. Yes, honey. The person who you hear cackling is a mess, honey. Welcome to another episode of none other than Politically Incorrect, honey. I am your host, Bre Starr, along with the King Trane himself. Speak to the people, folk.
Not the King Trini, just the King Armani Day. What's up, y'all?
Honey, it's another lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh. I
oh
need you
my
to
God.
stop starting to record without telling me. She has this thing, y'all, where we'll be mid conversation and I'll be saying something, and in the middle of me laughing, she'll be like, we on air, right? Like, why do you why do you set me up every fucking time?
I think the bigger question is why are you still falling for it? And we're past the midpoint of season two. Is what I'm trying to figure out, honey. You should
This
know
why
that
we
as
got trust
soon.
issues now. You see, you try to trust the hoe and they set you up every time. This is why I got trust issues. You
I
see?
mean, how
Thank
how
you.
now, people? How much of a setup is it, honestly, honey? If the set is usual, if the set is the usual, is it really a setup? Or is it just a
No,
set that you're walking on? Are you just walking on set or are you set up? Like what's going
no, no, fuck that. Because you
on? Oh no,
supposed to
no.
say mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me know that we checking the mics, and then you supposed to let me know when we
Well
start
you
recording.
you're the one who always wait till we mic'd up to want to start having a whole full blown conversation and kikiing and falling out and all the foolishness and stuff, honey. You the one be cutting up like you had a monster edible.
Oh my gosh.
This
Let's go. Cause I don't got time for you today. I got time for the people, but I don't got time for you today, okay? Not right now. Not today.
Let's go where? Yes, I know where, honey. Let's carry our asses to Bangkok, baby. Yes.
Yeah.
October October 30th through November 5th, 2026. Link is in the description of this video. Go and check out the trip. If there are spots available, still available, definitely go and check them out. Definitely book your spot. Check out the itinerary, get into all the things we're doing. It is a whole food tour, and Halloween is happening in Thailand at the same time. We're going from the streets, we're going to the mountains, we're going from Thailand's version of New York to Thailand's version of LA. It's going to be relaxation, it's going to be food, it's going to be fun, it's going to be the vibes, honey. It's going to be the vibes, and I'm going to be inviting the Thailand girls to come kiki with us a little bit. And also, I'm sure that we'll be party crashing on the Thailand girls as well. Honey, you know how we get down. You know how we get down, honey. Link is in the description. Link in the
Party
description.
crashing.
Link is in the description. Party crashing metaphorically. You know what I mean? Party party crashing meaning, they're going to be so appreciative that we're there, but
Okay.
they may or may not know that we're coming.
I feel like with your loud mouth and your big platforms, everybody know that we coming. But yeah, if we just popping up on certain smaller parties or whatever, yeah, I'm for it. Yeah, of course y'all know I'm going. Of course I gotta go and supervise and make sure Bree don't get in no trouble.
I mean, I don't. Another T is I don't want to give too much away because nothing is finalized. You know that behind the scenes we're still working out details of the trip and all the things.
Mhm.
But I can promise you that you book your spot. That's the price that you pay for everything that is included in the trip. Um, yeah, all of the places that we go, all of the food activities that we do, you will there will be food that comes with your trip. We will be eating everywhere that we go. and we will be eating, you know, food that we already paid for through the trip, basically. But there's
I
other
just need
stuff.
some good vegan options. That's all I know. Cause
There
y'all know the
will.
vegan. I'm the vegan advocate.
I'm glad you brought that up because you know that Thailand is a predominantly Buddhist country. So there are vegan options all over the place. I don't Are vegans typically, I mean, are Buddhists typically vegan, or is that something I'm making up? Because Buddha fat as hell. So did Buddha eat meat?
You know.
What?
That is a good question. I would like to think no, they are not. Because also a lot of people eat seafood, or at least like like fish and shrimp are used in a lot of dishes, especially like the ramen and all the stuff like that. So, but I don't know. Everybody, each person is different, so I don't know. But I would like to think no. Um,
What I do
all
know,
Buddhists are not vegan.
what I do know is that there will be vegan options for every meal that is included in whatever package you pay for, because there are premium packages. Like, I was telling people, if you want to, have VIP treatment, if you want special accommodations, definitely book first because it's limited. Once the list get rolling, you know, the VIPs, they going to take first dibs to be VIPs. So yeah, 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 yeah. So you
I'm
do have out.
excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm beyond hype. That's why I get rambling about it. I get rambling and going on because I have so many thoughts. I'll be even talking about this trip in therapy. I'm so motherfucking hype, honey.
Yes, come on, therapy. Speak on
Uh,
it, cause we've been rooting for you getting back up in Miss Therapy. Come on now.
or don't do too much. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you, honey. Don't associate me or us or this podcast with Tyra Banks, the top model right now. That ain't that ain't the move, honey. You see, Tyra done snatched off her wig and start trying to sweep and mop shit under the rug. Huh? Like,
Oh my God.
no, 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 no.
What's
Don't
what's she
associate.
doing?
Took off that motherfucking wig, started using that bitch as a Swiffer, started mopping and sweeping everything up under the rug. Tyra said, Tyra said, I wasn't in charge of production. Yes, I was the executive producer. Yes, I was the creator of the show. Absolutely. I wasn't in charge of story. That wasn't me.
Oh my God. I still
Mhm.
have yet to see whatever everybody's been watching. You know me, I'm usually late to the party. But anyway.
Baby, if you watched Top Model when it was airing, then you didn't miss a motherfucking thing. The same shit that we saw on Top Model in her full glory is the same shit that they talking about with Top Model now, honey. They talking about all the colorism of it
Mm, mm,
all of the
mm,
black face of it all of the body shaming of it all of the fat
mm.
phobia of it all, honey, all of the sexual assault of it all, honey. People,
Oh,
um, oh, honey,
oh, what's
honey,
happening?
Kenya,
My goodness.
y'all remember Kenya with that strong jawline?
Oh
Kenya,
my.
yeah, yeah, hard jaws. Y'all know Kenya, honey. They kept calling her fat, honey. Made her be an elephant and gluttony for the seven deadly sins and all. They kept calling her fat, honey. Yeah, Kenya. The picture that they picked of Kenya when they was had a collaboration photo shoot with male models, honey. The picture of Kenya that was picked was of the male model grabbing both of her legs and pulling her to him, honey. That was the
Mm,
picture.
mm,
That was the
mm.
picture that they picked. And keep in mind, Kenya was crying on set, and when she was crying on set, they was very much giving, bitch, suck it up, honey. We on the clock, bitch.
Uh-uh.
Uh-huh. Miss
My goodness.
Mr. J. Oh my God. But yeah, honey, they all throwing each other under the bus, honey, baby.
Oh God.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, honey. And the cast
Ain't
of
they?
And the cast of
Ain't
America's Next
they?
Top Model is underneath every one of the buses. Do you hear me?
I hope not everybody. Well, I mean, if you mean like the people that was running things, like Tyra and all of them, the people behind the scenes, all that, okay. But if you mean like the models themselves, I hope it's not everybody. I mean, ain't nobody perfect, but I hope
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
everybody
no.
because
No, no, no.
okay.
The models come out looking squeaky clean. They didn't even talk. They
Oh,
didn't even talk about the drug addict models and the ones who in jail and the ones who done murdered people and all that. They didn't even talk about them, honey. It was about throwing
but you
Tyra.
did.
It was about throwing Tyra Banks under the bus, honey.
Oh.
It was about throwing the Jays under the bus. It was about throwing the creators and the network UPN. I had forgot all the fuck about UPN, honey. But they was throwing UPN under the motherfucking bus, honey. UPN is trying to figure out what the hell they got to do with it, and they was canceled in the 2000s, honey.
I was about to say, are they even still a thing?
Baby, I don't know how a whole TV channel get canceled, honey, when we got at least 300 of them motherfuckers. We got channels that's specially dedicated to old episodes of Basketball Wives and Housewives and shit, honey, and UPN couldn't stand the test of time, bitch. Are you serious? Honey, UPN, y'all
Mm,
couldn't
mm,
play no
mm.
music videos or something, bitch.
UPN was an all black network, right?
You are all black motherfucking lie. They used to give niggas a chance, honey. But that's cause they was the broke network. They was following the Hollywood formula. The Hollywood formula,
Oh,
yeah, the Hollywood
uh,
formula is when you up and coming, it's the Fox formula. When you up and coming station, when you up and coming channel, you suck all the talent out of the little young Negroes. You
mm,
suck the
mm,
talent
mm.
out the little young Negroes, and then you build your channel off of that because the Negroes is going to bring you ratings and eyes and everything because the whites is going to watch the Negroes going to watch the Negroes, the Browns going to watch the Negroes, honey, because the Negroes
Mm,
is
mm,
talented
mm.
and the Negroes is really a key.
My goodness.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
mad you keep saying the Negroes throughout the month of February, and we talking about Black History. What's going on?
That's why I'm trying not to say niggas because it's Black History Month.
Okay.
But by the time, but by the time y'all hear this, Black History Month is going to be gone for 2026.
My gosh.
Oh my God. But honey,
Well, anyway,
I don't believe in no Black History Month anyway because I'm Black History 360. Honey,
period.
it's Black History Month 360 days of the year. Over here
I'm gonna need you to
the other
stop.
5 the other 5 days we spend it sucking crack a cock. But
Oh
for
God.
360 days a year is Black History.
Who, Bree? Who is we? Speak for your damn self. Because first of all, ain't sucking no cock and damn sure ain't sucking no white cock, okay? No judgment, no offense. No judgment, no offense. To each their own.
Honey, you want some of that cock. You want some of that pink cock. Like, you don't want to, you know, you don't want to.
Anyway, before we move on from this whole America's Next Top Model stuff, I do want to say that because I live here in Hollywood, that I have had the opportunity of literally standing next to Yaya DaCosta twice now. And when I say that this lady is beautiful and glowing, like
And
amazing skin and
skinny as a
everything in person,
motherfucker. Skinny as hell, honey. Built like a coat hanger.
shut the hell up. She ain't as small as she might look on TV. She's small, but she ain't as small as some of these people that is like, are you even eating? She ain't that small. She is what's the word? Slender, right? Is it slim or slender? I'm gonna say slender because she got a little booty. Little
Not you
booty,
looking
little
at,
you know.
not you getting into this girl's gams, honey.
Why? I think she's beautiful. I follow her on Instagram. I think she's beautiful. I've always liked her as a model. I actually liked her as an actress also. So that's why I really started following her when she started acting. I forget what was the name of the show that I think they canceled it. It had one or two seasons and they canceled it or whatever. But it was a good show. She was like a business owner of a hair boutique or something. Um she had her daughter, and her mom was damn, what's this lady name that was on Eve's Bayou? God damn it.
Reese.
Huh?
Della Reese.
No. No. I forget her name, and it's so crazy because I follow her on Instagram. God, I just like her as an actress. Huh? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need you to get your shit together. Anyway, you
I'm
you
trying.
just
No, no. Let me. I'm fucking with you because I really am a fan of Yaya DaCosta. I do.
yeah, get it
Um,
together. What the hell wrong with you?
I'm just over. Boy, shut up, honey. I
What the
was
hell?
over.
Debbie Morgan. That's her name. Debbie Morgan. I know some people probably thought I was talking about Lynn Whitfield. I love me some Lynn Whitfield as an actress, but I was talking about Debbie Morgan. I like her as an actress. So I think Debbie Morgan plays her mom on this on plays Yaya DaCosta's mom on the show. I think I can't remember, but I think anyway, it was a good show and I liked it. And I don't know what happened to it. Yeah. I don't know what happened to it,
Mhm.
but I definitely um I like Yaya DaCosta. I like her.
I
Yeah.
actually wanted Yaya to win that season. What was that? Season 3 of Top Model that she was on. I wanted her to win. I wanted her to have that cover girl contract. I wasn't a fan of Eva. I didn't like Eva on
Really?
I didn't like Eva on that show. I thought that Eva was pretty in her own way. But yeah,
Mm,
I thought that Eva was pretty in her own little racially ambiguous black way, you know. But yeah, I was a bigger fan of Yaya. I thought Yaya was more model esque. Um, yeah,
yeah.
and
Yeah, I mean, I like both. I liked both. Don't get me wrong, I liked both, but I definitely was more rooting for. I was rooting for both of them, but if I had to pick, I would definitely say that if I can remember correctly, I was more so rooting for Yaya. And by
I
the way,
was
the name of the
rooting.
show was called Our Kind of People. That was the TV show. It
Uh,
was out. It came out in 2021. Yeah, Yaya DaCosta, Ryan, Nicole Brown. Morris Chestnut, Debbie Morgan, Lance Gross. Yeah, it had a couple names up in there, but yeah, she was in that show, and I thought it was a really good show. And yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to
baby.
it. They only had one season.
Baby, honey,
Yeah.
yeah, honey. Takara was my first pick. But I knew that they wasn't going
Yes.
I knew that they wasn't going to let her win, and then Yaya
Why
was
you think
my
that?
second pick.
The people want to know. The people want. Why you think they wasn't gonna pick Takara? Go ahead and spill it. Go ahead, tell us.
Because honey, it was the what, early 2000s, and Takara was a big girl, honey. She was bigger back then than she even is now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
and she was regular big girl size. She wasn't just model big girl size. She was Lane Bryant big girl size back then. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that she was going to win, even though I felt like she was one of the ones who took the best pictures. I felt like her and Yaya took some of the best pictures. I felt like it was obvious that they had done something or something had happened behind the scenes with Takara that had made her lose her faith in that season. That had made her
Ooh.
lose her self esteem. I don't know if it was the fact that they was always playing in her face, acting like they ain't never have nothing her fucking size. Like, how do you people make clothes
Mm.
for? How do you people make clothes for a living? Make clothes for a living, and you're making clothes for a show that you know has a plus size model, and you don't have no fucking plus size clothes. Like, The math ain't mathing to me here. Like it's awful funny that y'all can find the sizes when y'all want a big bitch to buy. It's awful funny y'all can find the sizes when y'all dressing a big bitch for a red carpet to promote your brand. But it's really
Mhm.
hilarious that y'all can't never find sizes for models that are bigger than a size two.
Which is fucking stupid when you think about it, because now, as an award-winning designer, first of all, thank you. As an award-winning designer and also as a photographer, how fucking stupid would it be for you to not have a model advertise and model your inclusion of plus sizes? How fucking stupid would that be for you to not show that? Oh well, if people search the website or if they come to the store, they'll see. No, you need to have that within your campaign, dumbass.
Child, honey, because being a plus size girly myself and being plus size most of my life, I'm gonna tell you that if for a lot of people, if they don't see plus size representation in the promotion and the advertising of your brand, then they're just gonna assume that you don't sell it. They not even going to
And
look at
that's the problem.
they not even going to look in the store because they're not going to walk in the store because they don't want that defeated feeling of walking in another store that has nothing in your size, or walking in another store where you see a whole bunch of shit that you can't fit. And I think just from a capitalistic standpoint, just from a making money standpoint, an economic standpoint, America, the United States is a whole consumer culture, a whole global.
Uh-huh.
We're global consumers, right? It only makes sense that you appeal to whatever is going on in America as far as not just trends,
Mm.
but also what's going on in America sociologically. What are the body types of the U.S. citizens looking like? What kind of bodies are we dressing? Yes, you could still use your skinny models all day if you want, but for real, I feel like skinny models are a designer that must use skinny models is of a designer with a weakness, is a flawed designer, is a mediocre designer because
Mm-hmm.
one of the main reasons they started using streamlined bodies in modeling was to make the clothes look better because when you have some design elements they can be unflattering on various body types. And
Mm-hmm.
my thing is this: you're making fucking clothes. You're supposed to be a creative. You're supposed to be an artist. If you're a designer, you should be able to create things that look good on all body types, not just people
Mm-hmm.
who are rail thin. I mean, in real life, that's not even the thing. I feel like realistically, the known designers or the designers that we celebrate should be the ones that are celebrating the current body types. If a designer has any sense, then right now and even still, they're going to be making BBL fashion. They're going to be appealing to the BBL body. They're going to be appealing to the refrigerator built bodies of the U.S. They're going to be, it's going to be big
Read
back
to the what?
refrigerator built bodies. It's going to be very much giving big back fashion. Big back, big
Oh my
booty,
God.
big back, big booty fashion. They still making shit for people with big titties, and motherfuckers is getting their implants taken out every day.
No, for real. That's for real, and you got to be able to pivot with that. And I think that that's one of the reasons why, like, as a creative person, I love clothes, I love fashion, I love colors and all the things or whatever. But I also love to see a variation of visibility, and I think that that was why people really gravitated to, not just because I'm a trans designer, but and because I'm a black designer at that, but because I have inclusivity. Like I've had models in wheelchairs model for me, like in their chair, literally will wear my clothing and, go down the runway and everything. And it was fascinating for people to see, but also I make sure that I emphasize on plus size models as well. Me always having been, for the most part, a thicker or plus size person, I know what it's like to go into a store, like you said, and to or to at least be outside of a store. I'm like, I'm not even going to go in there because I know that they probably don't have anything for me. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to see campaigns and videos and pictures and all these things and not see plus size people. And it's like you realize that there are other size people in this world that exist. Like if it's your choice to not cater to them, sure. Excuse me, but you're doing your business a disservice in a way by not showcasing that, by not at least having one plus size model in your ad campaigns. You're really, I believe that you're really doing your business a disservice. Yes, people can inquire, they can call, they can email and all that, but why not just make sure that you include that in your ad campaigns every time you run them? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Every time, baby. Every single motherfucking time. And that leads me to our topic of the day, because we don't have representation in a body positivity kind of way, because we don't have proper representation when it comes to society in general in media, and
Hmm.
it's not just a US thing. You go to Asian countries and you won't even see Asian models in campaigns and shit, which is crazy to me. But
Well,
it's
plus
just as
size Asian models, or you mean like Asian people in
you
general
won't
in
see
their own
plus size
campaign?
you won't see no fucking plus size models in Asia, and you will barely see Asian models in Asia, honey, in their ad campaigns, honey. You'll be looking on the side of a skyscraper, honey, and it'll be very much giving Kate Moss, honey. It'll be very much giving Giselle Bundchen, and you be like, damn, them bitches ain't even from this side of the globe. But but no, but for real, it
It
leads
just,
me to
it just be your delivery. That's why we love you so much because the way you say, you be dead serious, but it's just so goddamn funny the way that you say it.
you a mess. You a phone. But no, dead ass, like, because we don't have that proper representation. I mean, we barely get to see black people in media in the United States, right?
Hmm.
So imagine what it's like being a black plus size person. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, imagine what it's like never seeing anybody who looks anything like you ever on TV, never hearing their voice on the radio, never seeing any representation of yourself. And I think it leads to, again, the topic of the day, body dysmorphia. And I think that
Ooh.
the celebrity that I'm going to use as an example, Little Kim, is I think that she herself is an example of body dysmorphia. Now, based on her recent interview with Nick Cannon, where Little Kim says sometimes she hates her fans because they think that they know what's best for her
Oh Lord.
and they don't always know. She says that she wishes that her fan base, or she alludes to wishing that her fan base would focus more on her music and her projects and less on the way that she looks. Little Kim has gotten a lot of reaction here recently on the internet. It was the crazy driving the crazy, honey. Nick Cannon was the one driving the car. Father, Father Time, honey, because every time you look up, he's a father again. Um,
You know
and
what?
and Little Kim, you know, changing faces. No, not the R&B group, the rapper who's always changing faces every time we see her. She's the originator of changing faces. I think Cardi B is in competition to see if she
Oh
can change
man.
her fate, to see if she can catch Little Kim in the face changes of it all. But what do you think, Armani? What do you think about the idea that Little Kim blames her fan base for focusing more on her appearance and less on her art?
Oh my gosh. Um, I don't even know where to start with this one. This one really, woo, this one really got
Well,
me off
let's
guard for real.
well let's start let's
Um,
start here. Let's start here. Do
okay.
you do you think that Lil Kim's fan base and society as a whole focus more on her appearance than her art?
Yes, yes, I
Why?
do, huh?
I said why.
I do because as someone that I listen to music more. I guess you can call it like in the '90s, whatever, early thousands. Uh, Sometimes you see Lil Kim and she's unrecognizable. People today who, let's say this newer generation, right? If you show them a picture, and I think somebody actually made a video about this. If you show them a picture of Lil Kim when we knew about Lil Kim, like when she was with Junior Mafia back, like when Biggie was still alive, those days. If you showed them a picture of her and you asked them who that is, they don't know who that is.
They think
Now,
it's
people
they think
can
it's
people.
they
I'll go ahead.
they think it's Puff Daddy Mama from back in the day.
I don't. I don't know who they think that is, but they cannot say that it's Little Kim. Literally a video. I wish I had the video right now, but there's literally a video where people are showing certain celebrities from before their surgeries or procedures, whatever, to now, and they're like, "Do you know who this is?" And when they show Lil Kim, they have no idea who that is. Now you have had a few people that like side eye, like I think that's Lil Kim. Like she look, this person looks like Lil Kim, and you can change your appearance, do whatever you need to do to love yourself more, to love what you see in the mirror more. When you shut off all the noises, because this is a thing that as a trans person that has been on hormones, that has had surgery, all the things, whatever, I've had to get myself to a place in my life where I could shut out all the outside noises, shut off society and all the things of, oh, a man's supposed to this and you're supposed, turn it all off, turn it all off. Why do I want to change anything about myself? Is it, and why do I feel this way? And so I had to sit with those things and think, well, my breathing was messed up because of the way that my chest was. I didn't like the way that my chest looked. All the other things, and of course, gender dysphoria, all those things too. So, shutting off all the other noises, I did what I did so that I could be happier with me when looking in the mirror. Now, the same thing when it comes to Lil Kim. Maybe she does these things to alter her appearance because she doesn't like what she see in the mirror. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know if
oh,
she's spoken about it, right? But you have to be realistic now, bringing back all the voices of society and your supporters and all the things, bringing back all the noise and all the voices. You can't ever live in this world, produce the music and the art that you produce, and go out here and perform for people, do interviews and interact with these people with such a closed mind of, I don't want them to focus on what I look like. I wish that they didn't focus on what I look like, or I hate that they do that and I blame them for it. No, you got to come out of that, because how the hell is somebody going to recognize you and ask for it to take a picture with you or to interview you or whatever or whatever if if they're not if they're not able to recognize you, if they're not able to recognize you, how do they work with you? How do they
yeah.
identify who you are? It's a part of who you are. If you lose weight, if you gain weight, if you have a baby, if you have a procedure where you're changing the way something on your body looks, whatever it is, that's going to become a part of you as a person, but especially you as an artist, as a creative person. And you have to know that people are not only going to talk about your music, but also what they see. You have to know
Now
that.
wait, we can't conflate gaining weight and losing weight with what the fuck Little Kim did to herself. We
I'm just
can't. That's.
saying in general.
I think part of the. I I think
I'm
part of
just
the reason.
saying.
I think
Oh
part of the
God.
reason why Little Kim looks like Chun Li right now is
Oh my
because
God.
somebody gave her the impression that it was just like losing and gaining weight, honey. Every time she get some foreign object pumped in her face, that's just like somebody ate a couple quarter pounders. You know what I mean? No, no,
Oh
no,
my
no,
God.
no, 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 no. I can't. I can't play with Little Kim, honey. I ain't got no whole think piece about it. I ain't even gonna take the time to develop a think piece about it. Little Kim, you look like a fucking fool, honey,
Oh my
baby.
gosh.
You look
I
like
haven't
something.
seen her since she performed at the Pride
It don't
We
matter.
Hope,
It
which is
don't
West
matter
Hollywood.
if you've seen Little Kim in the past 15 years, then you've seen Little Kim not look like Little Kim. Honey, you've seen Little Kim look like the leprechaun. Honey, you've seen Little Kim look like bitch, botch Barbie. You done seen Little Kim look like Saul. You done seen Little Kim look like Pennywise or, Annabelle or Billy the Puppet from Saw or something. You know what I mean? Like it's a
Mm,
whole
mm,
it's a
mm.
whole different, just keeping it 100. It's a whole different thing from losing and gaining weight to changing your face. Number one,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
in many cases we can still recognize people who lose and gain weight because they will still have the same facial features or similar facial features. Some might change due to fat distribution, you know what I mean? But they still gonna have the same nose. They still gonna have the same eyes. You know what I mean? Little Kim then changed every motherfucking facial feature that a bitch could have on their face, honey. She didn't it looked like
Oh
everything that
God.
been motherfucking pumps, bitch. Honey. And then
Mm,
it looked like
mm,
and then
mm.
it looked like some other shit that been sawed down. And to give you reference, she got on these big ass Darth Vader glasses, honey, these big ass moon goggles while she having the interview with Nick Cannon because she don't want us to see her fucking face. She knows
Oh
that
my God.
she knows that shit looks like a horror movie. She does. And then it's bad enough you automatically going to lose respect in the black community when you bleach your fucking skin.
Mm,
Michael
mm,
Jackson.
mm. Did
You
she
you
report
see
that she bleached her skin?
honey, did I report that I have 20/20 vision with my contacts on? Clearly, that bitch then bleached her motherfucking skin. Honey, she's lighter now than she was after she came out of prison. And
Mm,
she was
mm.
indoors for a year. She had an excuse to change complexions then.
My
Why the
gosh.
fuck did it not happen then? Why are you lighter now when you're getting a tan, bitch?
My gosh. Like I said, she
Honey,
does not. If you
call
show
the
this
bitch,
new
call the bitch
generation
Clorox,
pictures of her, I
call the
mean, old
bitch.
pictures of her, they don't know who she is because she does look there. Even admittedly, the first time I saw Lil Kim after some of her procedures, like after seeing her in the video with like Genuine,
No,
Aaliyah,
let me
all of them,
finish.
I
Now
think.
let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish because you made a
Oh
point.
Lord.
You made a point that I want to respond to. This wasn't just about, you know, reading Little Kim. Honey, I'm
Hmm.
hoping is a wake up call. Like Little Kim, even if your music was popping, which it hasn't been, even if your music was popping, even
Wait,
if
wait,
your
wait.
even if even if your music was popping, even if we was bebopping to your shit, for one, you would lose respect from niggas for bleaching your fucking skin. For two,
Mm,
just like
mm,
Armani
mm.
said, people wouldn't fucking recognize you, girl.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't know who
I
you
didn't.
are, ma'am. You should have learned
I
that from
didn't.
you should have learned that from the girl in Dirty Dancing. She ain't been in a box office feature since Dirty Dancing because she went and got a nose job and people couldn't recognize her.
Mm, mm,
Michael
mm.
Jackson, the biggest star in the world, arguably ever, lost half of his fan base just from bleaching his skin and getting a nose job. Bitch, you didn't change your teeth, your forehead, your eyebrow
Mm.
line, honey, your eyelids, bitch, your eyelashes, your nose, your lips, your chin, your jawline, bitch,
Oh my
honey, your
God.
hairline, honey. We ain't seen your real hair since the Aaliyah If Your Girl Only Knew video, bitch.
Oh my goodness. Was that the
And where
video I was talking about? I think so.
honey,
Well, you know,
96.
in some people's
The video
defense for
came out
Michael,
30 years ago. We ain't seen this bitch hairline in 30 years. And you talking about
right?
And you talking about your fans not being supportive. Your fans don't know who to support, bitch.
That that's what, and that's the point
And
that I
why
was
the
is
fuck
that
and what
dog.
and what self-actualized grown ass woman who's comfortable in her skin, who's socially aware of what's going on in the world right now, what grown ass woman is going to follow and support you, little Kim, proudly? Nobody, because you represent a confused bitch.
Mm,
You look
mm,
you
mm.
look confused, honey, and I'm not talking about your facial expression. I'm talking about your face as a whole. Of course, we're gonna talk about your motherfucking face, bitch. Your face is louder than your music. And then you're doing all this, and then you're doing all this princess talking, all this talking, bitch. And then you doing all this talking and shit, bitch. And then when you rap, mama, Miss Havana. Like, girl, like, what is you, a rapper or an actress, bitch? And if you're an actress, you don't have to change your face for every role, girl.
That part. I like I said, I do not. Every time I see Lil Kim, and this is just the honest truth, that every time I see, every so years, let me say, that I come across a video or a picture of her, I'm like, I gotta kind of side out or squint, like, is that Lil Kim? Like, oh shit, like she literally looks like a different person every couple years. I don't know how often she goes through whatever changes. I truly wish her the best. I used to really like her music. I haven't heard any of her new music in years, but her back in the day stuff, like I said, like around the time when Biggie was still alive, those when she was really,
You
really
ain't heard it
raunchy.
because ain't nobody playing that shit.
That was when I kind of listened to some of her music, and I could recognize who she was. But now it's hard for me to recognize her. It's definitely hard. And I want to say also too, to one of the things that you mentioned about Michael Jackson. Of course, now some people will argue you down that Michael changed his hair or started wearing wigs because of when the accident happened on stage, and then his face got also hurt. So then he had the skin issues, so he started using certain stuff. Like, it's just, I don't give a fuck
Uh-huh.
what anybody
Uh-huh.
is dealing
Sure. And so
with.
what's the excuse? So what's the excuse for Mike having 5, 6, 7 nose jobs?
One to correct the other. I don't know. I don't know. Same way with Lil Kim. I don't know. I don't know if maybe she got tired of being brown skinned. Maybe she wanted to be light skinned. Maybe she had health issues. I don't know. I never stopped to do the research. I just saw how, as time went on, she literally every few years would look like a different person. And that's why I said that this new generation, or people that never really knew what she looked like or listened to rap music or whatever it was, that see a picture of her then versus now, they were like, wait, is this her sister? Is this a cousin? She got a twin sister? Like, what?
They be trying to
Because
figure out why she fucked herself up and why she looked like the cat lady.
Because Lil Kim, I think Lil Kim was attractive back then. Like in them video, I even with the blonde hair and the pretty eye, I was like,
Clearly she
oh
was
shit.
pretty. Like you,
Yep,
I can
yep.
understand you being stupid enough to fall for that shit when you're a young girl. We know that she got
Hmm.
discovered when she was a teenager. She was doing all them raunchy raps and shit. She was only like 16 years old or whatever. That's why she's still younger than them celebrities from her era now, because she
Hmm.
was super young then, and that was actually something that they kept out of the storyline of Little Kim, because her image was always so adult and so sex driven and so raunchy that it would have been a bad look if companies
Hmm.
promoted the fact that this was a teenage girl. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh, but it was okay for them to do that shit with Usher. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh
Got
yeah,
you. Got you.
that's a boy. And even though,
It's fucked up.
even though we know some shit happened to him at Puffy's house that landed him in the hospital when he was a boy, people don't believe that boys could be molested. And that's why
And I
Usher's
hate
mom
that shit.
and that's why Usher's mom allowed him to go and live with Puffy's grown ass, unattended
Jesus.
honey. And after Usher landed in that hospital, He left Diddy's motherfucking house and his mother became his manager, and he didn't leave her side till he was legal.
And you notice how I know this is like off topic, but it goes with what you say. You notice how anytime things like this come up, it ain't ever really queer people or specifically trans people that be in these fucking conversations. Oh, okay, just wanted to put that out there because you know people love
No.
throwing children in the same topics of pedos and all that stuff with us. It don't be the fuck us. It don't.
And
Now I'm
every
not
now
saying
and
that there
then,
aren't a few of them that
every
happen to be.
every now and then you'll get a John Wayne Gacy, you know.
Yeah, okay.
But even with that, he was a closet queen, you know.
Mm, mm, mm.
He was a secret fag. You know, we had found
What?
we had found boys that he had clearly molested and raped, and evidence of him molesting and raping, and he's saying that he never sucked a dick in his life.
My goodness.
So every now and then you do, but it is much more common for straight people to be
Hmm.
rapists and pedophiles than it is for gay people and queer people and trans people especially. Even if for nothing more than there's less of us.
Hmm.
There's less of us. We are the minority. Minority means less. It means the opposite of majority. Majority means most of the people are this. Minority means that least of the people are this. And we are amongst the smaller numbers. So, with us being a smaller population, the numbers should always show smaller in our demographic, unless, of course, when it comes to STDs, because y'all be freaked out in the LGBTQ community.
Y'all, as if she is not a part. You know what? Anyway, I wish Lil Kim the best. I hope that if whatever it is that she is suffering from with or whatever, I hope that it becomes no more and that she's happy with what she sees in the mirror. I hope that she is teaching that to her child. And that yeah, she just loves what she sees in the mirror and gets to a point where she doesn't feel a need to or even have to, whether it's a need or not, have to get any procedures done because it's like, ma'am, no one recognizes you. And I know that you can't be happy with getting procedure after procedure and having to go through recovery after recovery. Like, why? Who would willingly want to do that? It's just,
You
I
bring
don't
up
know. I don't know.
you bring up good questions, and that leads me to the question of, for real, who would do that to somebody else? Who would cause somebody else to look like that? And I know there's going to be people in the comments, and there's going to be people listening thinking, "Oh, that's her body. Let her do what she want. If she ain't hurting nobody else." I agree with that 100%. But
Hmm.
let's keep it real. Being addicted to plastic surgery, having body dysmorphia is dangerous when you're consistently going under the knife, when you're putting foreign objects in your body, when you're putting foreign substances in your body. It is dangerous. And I do not think that that's something that we should be celebrating as a society. And I do not think that that is the representation that the people we celebrate should be portraying. Now we know that they get shit done. That's
Hmm.
they always gonna get shit done. That's the thing. They've been getting shit done since before we knew what getting shit done was. Shit, Marilyn Monroe had nose jobs and shit. You know
Oh
what I
no.
mean? Yeah, she did, honey. But but yeah, think about it. It's not dangerous. For one, the Butch Queen from Botched, the Lip King or whatever he called himself, the child, I believe he was from the UK. Honey, he was just recently found dead in a hotel room after a procedure.
Oh my goodness.
Um, I know countless trans people who have had complications and who have had issues with their surgeries. I'm fortunate enough to not be one. Um,
Mhm.
but it is very common, and that's one of the reasons why I've had minimal amounts of surgery, and that's one of the reasons why it's taken me so long. It took me so long to get the little bit of surgery that I have had. You know, I had a nose job, and I had my jawline sawed down, and
What? Did you tell us that?
well, y'all know now. I've said it on online before, honey. I've said it on online before. It's not no secret, honey. I didn't had a feminized, honey, a little feminacious, honey. But
Femination. I know you've said it, but I don't know if you said it in specific detail the way you just did. That's why I said, did you tell us that?
yeah, honey, that's exactly what I had done because a facial film could be so many things, and I was one of the girls who I never wanted to get carried away with surgery. I always wanted to look natural. I felt like that defeated the purpose to get feminizing surgeries just to end up looking like something that wasn't human in the first place. Um,
Mm,
yeah, I felt like that defeated the purpose for me. I got surgeries to pass, and the girls that I knew got surgeries to pass, unless of course they were girls who were modeling and things like that. Sometimes they just got surgeries to be able to compete. Sometimes with the sex worker girls, they got surgeries just to be able to compete with other sex workers. But for me, that was never my story.
Lord.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons why the girls be in competition when it comes to surgery, because they be scared that they're gonna miss out on the corner, or they be scared that somebody's gonna take their regulars. But
Baby, it ain't never that serious. But I no judgment. No judgment.
I
It
mean,
can be
but
serious for people that's their livelihood, that's their way of survival. So yeah, but
yeah, and
it's
then
just too many things to factor in. Again, like I said earlier, like going like you said, putting all these foreign things into your body, or doing all these foreign things to your body, your recovery, having a recovery team and having to relearn like how to walk, or all these like it's just so many things. It's just so many things when it comes to Lil Kim specifically. As a mother, what are you saying to your child? And is your child going to recognize you every time you change something about your face specifically, but every time you change your appearance when you're going under all these procedures? Like what message are you relaying to your child? That's where my mind goes. Like,
yeah, that's the point that I was trying to make earlier about Little Kim. What message are you relaying to black girls, young black girls? What message are you relaying to black women? What message are you relaying to women as a whole? What message are you even sending to men? That a woman is a piece of clay that you can form and mold. Well, patriarchy already teaches us that. So you're going to further push that narrative by literally being somebody who could be molded physically.
mm,
But
mm, mm,
I think it speaks to a higher level of consciousness, and of course, you know, artists aren't required to be moral and conscious people, but in today's era, you're not going to make it very far if you're an artist who's not moral and conscious, because we are watching your every step.
mm.
Yeah, and we've already lost enough in the fight to expect the worst out of all celebrities. I think personally. But again, last point I wanted to make regarding body dysmorphia and getting surgeries is, Armani, you asked the question like, who would do this? And my question is, who would do this to someone? I feel like you have to ask yourself, what kind of doctor is even willing to do these procedures that some of y'all are asking for? What kind of doctors are even willing to continue working on you after the procedures you've already had done? What kind of doctor will be willing to put their name and their license and their reputation and their livelihood and their legacy on the line to botch people, or to contribute to somebody who already looks botched? So you have to keep in mind that you're dealing with a special type of doctor from the first place, who's willing to make you look
Mhm,
fucking crazy, you know, and
mhm,
and willing to have their name on it. You got to ask yourself, is this person desperate for clients? You know what I mean? You have to ask yourself, if this person is desperate for clients, how much experience do they have? And if they're not experienced, are you going to trust them? Are you going to be their guinea pig? And if they are experienced, then why don't they have a full caseload? Why are they even accepting patients so willingly?
Mm-hmm. I
Hmm.
have a question too, Bree. Like you as a as a published psychologist, like I have a question. Do you know or do you think that all right, so when it comes to like trans and non-binary people that may want any type of procedures done, hormones, all these things, they typically make us go through getting talking to a therapist, a psychiatrist, or yeah, psychiatrist, or like your primary care physician, right? And you have to have two letters, in support of this person is who they say they are, and they want to start these kinds of treatments, blah blah blah, whatever. Do you know or do you think that they do that with non-queer cis people? Prime example, do you know of or do you think that they do that with people like Lil Kim, like Michael Jackson, like people like Kim Kardashian, like people who are getting these procedures and things done and changing their appearance? Like, do you know or do you think that they have to go through somewhat the same thing as far as getting letters of approval or recommendation or whatever?
It depends. It
Okay.
depends. If you're somebody who's getting some type of surgery, some type of cosmetic surgery through insurance, then they're going to exhaust every option that they can to not pay for the surgery. So yeah, you're with cis people. A lot of times they do have to go to therapy when they're getting bariatric surgery. Like gastric bypass and different type of weight loss surgeries. They do have to go to therapy. Um, I know that it is. I don't know if it's required, but I know it's requested when women go through breast cancer surgeries processes, whether it's a double mastectomy or it's implants or it's whatever. I know that therapy is recommended, but I'm not sure if it's required. I don't think it is. But I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll also say this. I'm also aware of there being um big name hospitals and medical centers that aren't really gatekeeping trans people getting surgeries. I've seen with my own two eyes with trans people who I know personally. um, I would have never signed off on them getting a fucking surgery. And I'm serious. And I
I
wouldn't have
know.
and I wouldn't have signed off on them get especially getting some of the surgeries that they've gotten. Like, for example, I know one girl who just got too many surgeries at one time, and it took her years to
Mm.
heal. It took her years to heal, and she looks like she's still healing to me.
Years plural or a year? 1 year.
Years.
Wow.
Years. and
Wow.
and I think sometimes people be lying about their recovery time, because I know for me it took 2 years for at least a year and a half for me to fully recover from having my jaw sawed down. um yeah.
What?
Yeah, especially
Um,
just with appearance alone. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
if
yeah,
my swelling is still going down a year and a half, um just think it's other people's whose swelling was still going down, and within that year and a half, within that first fucking year, they went back and got more fucking surgery. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Nah, I'm cool. And then a lot of people too, which again, and this is why I keep saying like your recovery is so important because I know I'm not ever going to say any names, but I know two, let's say specifically two guys, two trans guys that had procedures done in New York and they had complications and they tried to sue and blame the surgeon when the problem was actually them not sitting their asses still for recovery. And so they had bottom surgery and they kept getting infections, and one of them their dick almost fell off. It almost detached from his body because they were
That's how the
not
trans
sitting still and
that's
properly taking care of themselves.
that's how it was with one of the trans guys that I dated. His dick was damn near detached.
Oh my God.
He had to go back to sitting when he pissed and everything. He ended up getting a whole nother fallow done, and of course
Mm,
with and
mm.
of course with the fact that he ended up getting the surgery completely redone, and they had to use new nerves and all that shit. The
Mm,
sensation
mm.
was the
My
sensation
goodness.
was never going to be worth the pain, and he knew it. He just felt like he was at the point where there was no turning back. He would never have a functioning vagina again. So
Oh Lord.
yeah,
See,
but
all that shit is important, and it makes me think about who you talking about, and with this topic, Lil Kim. Like, Lil Kim, are you sitting your ass still when you get these procedures? Are you sitting still? Do you have a great recovery team? Do you have people that are properly helping take care of you afterwards? Are you taking care of your body? Are you eating right? Are you exercising? Are you doing whatever is recommended for you to do? And is your healing coming out the way that it should, or are you messing it up? Is the people taking care of you messing it up? Like, it's so many questions. Like, I can go down a rabbit hole. I'm not going to, but I can go down a rabbit hole only because I've seen these things firsthand, and also as someone that when I had top surgery, like, I went back to work 2 weeks after, and I have long hair, and I was regrowing my hair at the time, and I was like, I'm not going outside with my hair looking like this. So I took it upon myself to braid my own hair when I shouldn't have. So I can speak from my own experience that I did something that I wasn't supposed to, and I did kind of mess up my scar just a little bit, but I should have just let my hair rock out and or put a hat on or whatever and went to work. But I can own that. There's a lot of people that aren't going to own that, and they want to blame everybody else, or they want to blame the surgeon or whatever it is, when you also have to hold yourself accountable for what you may or may not be doing that is affecting your outcome after these procedures. And also holding yourself accountable for how do you really feel, and why do you even want these procedures in the first place?
yeah,
It can't
yeah,
just be blamed on everybody else. You have to also be able to look in the mirror and be like, why do I want these? Again, like I said earlier, shutting off the noises, the voices of society and what it's telling you and all the things. Why do you want to alter anything about yourself
yeah,
solely
yeah, yeah.
based off of what you truly want, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I had, I mean, shit, I had to ask myself those questions because I was passing. I didn't need surgery to pass. I didn't need facial film to pass. But for me, passing was a factor. Gender dysphoria was definitely a factor. Body dysmorphia was definitely a factor. And a lot of it linked back, for me, it linked back to daddy issues. I didn't want to look like my father.
Mm.
And
Oh.
and these were things that I had to. That was the reason for the nose job. The jawline surgery was just like added confirmation that I wasn't going to grow old looking like an old drag queen. You know what I mean?
Oh, look.
But
My God.
yeah, I had to address those things. I had to be conscious of those things, and I had to be aware of those things going forward. I think a lot of people have unrealistic goals when it comes to plastic surgery and cosmetic
Mm-hmm.
surgery. I think people be expecting some type of spiritual change or some type of life change, and beauty is only skin deep, as they say, and plastic surgery
Mm.
is only skin deep, baby. It's only going to change your physical. It is not going to change how you feel as a person, and it is not going to change the way that you see yourself. I will say that being somebody who has had plastic surgery.
I
But
know that's
yeah,
right.
that's on the
I got a
last
question for you too.
on. Well, let me finish answering your question first. You asked about
Mhm,
confirmation letters and things like that. Money
mhm.
talks. Money talks. At the end of the
Woo!
day, even with trans people, you don't need no fucking letters if you got the coins to pay the surgeon.
That shit.
You don't. I've had consultations with surgeons before Obama made it legal. You know, before Obamacare was a thing, because I don't think a lot of these children know that before Obama, we was paying for these surgeries out of pocket, and that's how a
Mm,
lot of and that's how a lot of trans people ended up becoming sex workers. because regular 9 to 5 jobs ain't paying for extensive cosmetic surgeries.
Speak on it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add that. But what's your question? We gotta close out soon, but what's your question?
Yeah. Well, to your last point, yes, that's for sure. Because when I was living in Pennsylvania and I was younger, and I was still under my mom's job's insurance, they were like, "Listen, we'll give you like 1,000, maybe $2,000 towards surgery, otherwise, and then you'll have to cover the rest." Like, girl, what's 1,000 to $2,000 towards surgery going to do? Like, that ain't even making a
It
damn
ain't
dent.
it ain't
And
shit
that
when you
was
paying when you
that
paying
was
30 when you paying $30,000 for the surgery, 2,000 ain't shit.
it.
That ain't
It
e-
I said it ain't
that ain't
making
even
a
a full
dent, and
that ain't even a full down payment. That ain't even a full deposit to get your date, to schedule your date, honey.
yeah, and shout out to my mom because ever since I came out about my transition and about my truth to my mom has always been my number one supporter. I love you, mom. Thank you so much because I know she always listens to everything that I do. So thank you so much. My mom was like, all right, well, we'll do the care credit card and all these other, and I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna move to New York and let them cover it. But
Okay, honey.
anyway, okay. My question was, oh. Every time we film it, it never fails. 1 second.
We got the ambulance, as the people where I'm from would say, the ambulance was coming through, honey. The
It
ambulance,
never fails, yo. It
the am,
every time.
it's the am,
Every time.
it's always the
Y'all
ambulance.
listen, y'all. I told them at the beginning, I would live in busy ass Hollywood. Y'all gonna hear the ambulance, the choppers, y'all gonna hear everything. Anyway, before so to close out, because this is really important, and I know that you are um we're both smart, but you have more knowledge than me, and you can explain it better to the people. So, for people that may be confused, can you explain the difference between dysmorphia and dysphoria?
Oh,
Because
good
people
question.
often get those confused, and people learn from us. But I wanted to make sure that we clarify that those are two different words and what the difference is. If you could clarify for the people, so we can close out with that and give
Okay.
us the lesson.
Okay. Well, first let me explain how they're like. Body
Mhm.
dysmorphia and gender dysphoria are both mental disorders that affect self-image. They're both mental disorders that affect the way that you see yourself in the mirror, right?
Mhm.
That's all they really have in common. Another form of disorder that involves body image is eating disorders. Whether you're somebody who overeats, whether you're anorexic, whether you're bulimic, anorexia is starving yourself, bulimia is purging anything you eat so that your body won't absorb the fat. Um, yeah, but that's about all that gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia have in common, is that somebody experiencing body dysphoria will see that in the mirror. Somebody experiencing gender dysphoria will see that in the mirror. Gender dysphoria is all about how we're seen in society as woman, man, or non-binary. gender
Mm,
dysphoria Gender dysphoria is all about how others see your gender. It's all about others seeing you, your perception of others, of how others see you as a woman, as a man, or as somebody who's non-binary. For example, breast implants are commonly seen as a form of gender dysphoria treatment, right? Um,
mm,
Breast implant, in any type of chest surgery, whether it's top surgery for somebody who's transmasculine, double mastectomy, breast implants, any form of breast augmentation, breast reduction, breast lift, anything involving the chest will fall under the category of gender dysphoria, because we identify gender by people's chest. We identify
mm.
if you have lumps, if you have a meatier chest, if you have a fatter chest, then we're going to identify and put you in the woman category or the female category, right? If you
Mhm.
have if you have a flat chest, our brain associates that with male or boy or man, you know. And same with bottom surgery, because genitals are directly linked to sex and sex is directly linked to gender. Any type of bottom dysphoria is going to fall under the gender dysphoria category, because we identify gender by genitals, right? So
Mhm.
so for me, for example, me getting my jawline done, that was because of my gender dysphoria. Me getting my nose job was because of body dysmorphia. I wanted my nose done because I felt personally like there was something wrong with my nose. I didn't like looking in the mirror and seeing my father's face. So that had nothing to do with whether people saw me as a man or a woman. That had everything to do with the way I saw myself in the mirror.
Mm.
But me getting my jawline done had everything to do with people seeing me as a woman and people not mistaking me for a man, if that makes sense. Me Hormone therapy for me is about gender dysphoria because it overall softens my appearance. It's giving me breasts. It's giving me hips and all of those things that are associated with woman, are associated with gender. And
Mm.
let me give another example of gender dysphoria for a man. Men commonly relieve their gender dysphoria in the gym. Men commonly relieve their gender dysphoria by working out, because we associate muscular bodies with man and with maleness.
Mhm.
And the bigger the muscles, the more man, the more masculine. You know, we associate
Unfortunately, yes.
we associate men with triangle shaped bodies. We associate women with pear shaped bodies. So anything revolving around that, like if a cis woman goes to get a BBL because she feel like she's built like a boy, that's still gender dysphoria. That's a woman feeling like
Mhm.
she looks like a boy, so she's going to change it to look more feminine. A man
Mhm.
a man feeling like he looks scrawny, so he's going to take weight gainer and go to the gym, is gender dysphoria, because he wants to look more masculine. He wants to look more man. He wants to look more male. Does that make sense, or
It
is there any further clarification needed?
it makes sense to me. It
Okay.
makes sense to me. It makes some sad sense, honestly. Like when you break everything down the way that you broke it down, and it's like all this shit is dumb. Like this is
It
dumb.
is.
It's
It is.
so dumb.
It is. It's very dumb. And for me, I'm a control freak, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a scholar. I feel like I have more.
Mm.
I feel like I have more control over things when I have knowledge about them, right? So,
Yes.
so
Yes.
me having knowledge about my own gender dysphoria and my own psyche as a whole, it has literally given me more control over my autonomy. You know, it's given me more control over my life because I'm not chasing an unrealistic look. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not um I'm not putting my body and my mental health at risk trying to compete with the way that other people look, you know. Um
That's real.
and because at the end of the day, to me, it's all stupid, it's all dumb. We're all going to age. We're all going to gain weight and lose weight, some more than others. Um, yeah. And I think instinctually for humans, it's about attracting a partner and having love and having people who want to be around us and also fitting into society. These are all things that humans instinctually, our brains are set up to do. You know,
Mm.
like a dog instinctually sniffs another dog's ass. Humans, we intentionally care about the way that we present because we care about somebody else liking the way that we look. And I want to take this time to remind everybody that you only need one motherfucker to love the way that you look for real. And the main person is you. You the only person
Mm-hmm.
who needs to love the way that you look. And if you're concerned about the way that you look because of other people, then you definitely need to reconsider your own thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for
Hmm.
that. Cause that's some real shot. That is some real shot. And now let me say, when y'all hear me say the king, it ain't cause I think I'm better than anybody it's because it took me a long motherfucking time to shut out all the voices, all the noises of other people. Oh, you gotta be muscular, you can't be feminine, you can't have long hair because men don't this and this. Fuck all of that. I'm gonna be feminine. I'm a Vogue when I want to. I'm gonna say girl and bitch bye all the time when I want to. I'm gonna have my long, beautiful fucking hair with my beard and all the other things and my beautiful chubby bare body as I call it. I'm a motherfucking king because I own who I am. That don't mean that I don't sometimes struggle with my weight a little bit here and there, but overall I'm a handsome looking motherfucker and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Again, sometimes I'm like, damn, I shouldn't wear this because what about people this? But overall, I don't give a fuck. I look good, I feel good, I am good, I'm cool. So I call myself a king because of that. And because I'm just a fucking king, I'm a Leo. Anyway, yeah. So I wanted to say that because I felt like that was important. And I wouldn't be the real me, a real motherfucker, if I didn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I,
and
I
just
I love me and I ain't changing shit else about me for nobody else. Fuck that.
And just a final note from me on the last point that I made. Gender dysphoria is about, how you see your gender and how you want other people to see your gender. But body dysmorphia is more about fitting into society. It's about being presentable. It's about looking good enough for people to not make fun of you. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's all we got for y'all, honey, for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining the YouTube for all who heard this first on YouTube. And peace, love, and blessings to you and yours.
Peace.